A couple hours before I'm about to see John Wick Chapter 2, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean that. I mean, seriously, like, John Wick is one of my top three favorite movies, period. Just of all time in general, top three. It is, the story behind it is so simple, but the way that it's executed and the way that it acknowledges that it's like an action movie that's not lingering too much on the story, and it's more lingering on the fact that, like, dude, I'm a badass action movie. That's what makes John Wick so awesome. I'm gonna get into some details here. This should be a relatively short review because there's no it's kind of hard to spoil the movie. I'm just gonna talk about the plot real quick and then my overall positivities and negativities. The plot is basically as follows. John Wick is a retired hitman or assassin, whatever you want to call him, and because he has a wife, and one day his wife dies, but before she dies, she has an arrangement to have a dog sent to his house. He has a really nice car. I think he has a 69 Mustang. I think they even say in the movie he's got a 69 Mustang. It's beautiful. And his wife doesn't want him, his only friend, or the only thing he cares about to be his car. So she got him a dog. And then some Russian assholes find him at a gas station filling up his gas tank with his 69 Mustang. And they find out where he lives. They steal his car and they kill his dog a couple days after his wife dies. And that pretty much sets everything in motion. That's right there is when we figure out that he has history with some kind of criminal organization or something. Maybe it's not a criminal organization, but he's a hitman of some kind. He's really good with guns, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And that's it. That's the story. We find out it's kind of like watching a sequel to a prequel that never existed, but it works because the story, the way that they, it's not story, but it's character development. The way that they develop the characters' histories and their motivations for stuff, for the most part, it's mostly for John Wick is what I'm trying to get at, because the other characters aren't like super fleshed out. But from what I hear, John Wick 2 is going to flesh them out. Anyway, so as far as John Wick's character, his backstory and his motivation for all this shit that he's gone through and what he's doing now in this movie, it's very brilliantly written. It's very well done, and there's not much more I can say about the story because, like I said, the movie acknowledges that it's an action movie, and that's the point. The point of this is that the action in this movie. Oh my Lord Jesus! What a fucking beautiful thing that this movie has done with gunplay. I have other people in the house now, so I have to be quiet. But the review's still gonna go on. The action in this movie it's so beautifully done because we've seen a lot of gunplay movies, but this movie, the way that it does it, it's in a way that's like stylistically, yeah, it's not the most realistic thing ever, but it's real enough to where it gives you a sense of like, dude, this guy is a fucking badass. A good majority of John Wick's kills are headshots, and it's just clean double tapping, quick gun movements, action. It's really good gunplay. It's gunplay that I've never seen before in a movie. There isn't one movie that I've seen that I can think of that tops the way that he uses guns in the modern era. Granted, the way that John Wick uses guns, and it's beautiful. Everything from pistols all the way up to the sniper rifles that he uses is just incredible. It's just every single kill that John Wick has gotten, I was not disappointed. Even with, inevitably the one that he's going for this whole time. I don't think it's really a spoiler, but just in case, I'll mark this as the time for spoilers, just in case. You never know. Even when he kills Yosef, he has that like badass moment of clarity where he even cuts Yosef off when Yosef says, or at least the subtitles say that it's just a fucking, and he's supposed to say dog, but he just shoots him in the head and that's it. He's done. That's it. He's a fucking badass, and Keanu Reeves kills it. I think this is his next big character. Apparently so, because it just spawned a sequel. And that's really all I have to say about the movie. The only negative thing that I have is this is the fault of like almost every action, even action-based movie that I've seen. Whenever either the hero has the antagonist or the protagonist has the antagonist dead to rights, or the antagonist has the protagonist dead to rights, why don't they just kill each other? That's just the thing. I know it's good storytelling. I know it's like really, it's dramatic, it's intense, it's good storytelling, but from the perspective of like an actual human being, when John gets hit by the car, the SUV from that one henchman. I don't remember what his name is. The really good henchman for Vigo. Why wouldn't he just kill him? Just never made sense to me. I don't know. And additionally, when they have him tied up in the church, when they have John tied up in the church, they decide to kill him using like a Ziploc bag. Why wouldn't they just shoot him in the head? That's just those are action movie flaws. You know, if they were really to stick with how good John Wick is, then he wouldn't have got killed by or he wouldn't have got like stopped by a car. You know what I mean? Like he would have heard the car driving on the gravel. He would have heard the engine revving. I'm just saying this is, that's just me. I would imagine you'd probably hear a car coming at you at like 40 miles an hour, wouldn't you? At least, and especially on gravel or whatever the road was. I don't know. That's nitpicking though, because the movie is fan fucking tastic. John Wick, seriously, it to me, it's worth giving a 10 out of 10. It really is. It's one of my top 3 favorite movies. I don't know if it's like I don't really have an order to my top 3, but it's definitely top 3 favorite movies of all time. Just in case you're wondering, the other 2 is probably the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling and then Django Unchained. You could tell I like intense action or thriller. So, yeah, that's why John Wick is on here. It's got good action. It's a little bit of a thriller, slight thriller, but it's just mostly just a good action movie. This review is coming out it's coming out on Valentine's Day. And then a couple hours from the time of this upload is out, John Wick Chapter 2 review will be out. I'm going to upload that tonight. I cannot wait to watch John Wick 2. It's going to be so fucking awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.